Greetings, mortals.
The Death Corps of Krieg must hold the line against a powerful enemy. Will their new detachment provide the firepower necessary, or will the might of the Necrons be too much? This is 40K and 40M, Man versus Machine.
For the Emperor!
Guard Nick is back with a new codex. Michael's Necrons got another great attachment with Grotmus, and that means Watson.
The last time the Guard and the Necrons faced, the Guard were victorious. Then we faced again against my Tau, and he brutally murderized my guys. So now the Guard are back defending this world against another Necron invasion. Can they hold?
Hopefully we can even up the score today and make the third match between Nick and I into a true Revenge of the Sith, the Return of the Jedi, the Return of the King. Quickly, Mubin, what's another third movie in a trilogy?
The new Krieg minis are so cool. I love the Death Riders.
Alvin and the Chickmunks, the Electric Boogaloo 3.
I always loved the aesthetic of the Krieg. Now, pretty much all the old Forge World models have been redone as fully plastic kits, and they are gorgeous.
Yeah, Shrek the Third, that was a great movie. I like that one.
I'm gonna be playing the new Siege Regiment Detachment, which allows me to get bonuses at the beginning of every battle round, as if I've got artillery from off the field helping me out.
John Wick 3.
So I tried to bring a classic Krieg list, which is lots of infantry. I think I have 120 bodies in this army, supported by tanks and artillery.
He's got more than 100 guys, and he's running them into my meat grinder, which I will enjoy immensely.
Michael's playing the new detachment, the new Grotmus detachment that came out recently. It's good. It's really good.
A chonky powerhouse of a detachment just gives Necrons everything they need to play with.
The hardest thing about Michael's army is knowing what to target priority. Everything's a threat, none of it's chaff, and everything does a different thing.
This battle's mission is supply drop. One no man's land objective will disappear in the 4th battle round and another in the 5th. As objectives disappear, the others become more valuable. The fighting will be intense. The mission rule is rapid escalation, allowing the players to put more battle line into strategic reserves if they wish. The battlefield is sweeping engagement.
Some highlights that you can look forward to is watching Nick's enthusiasm enjoy it die slowly, hopefully over the course of 4 or 5 turns, maybe even 3 if we're lucky.
I'm not really deploying far forward. I've got screens of infantry in front of my tanks and artillery. I've got my horses on one flank trying to jump around in case they come at me. Got a unit of Krieg Guardsmen over here, and then 3 artillery behind it. Then a big unit of 20 Guardsmen, Krieg Guardsmen, with a command squad attached to it. Ursula Creed is hanging out with the artillery. I've got another unit of 10 Krieg Guardsmen. Then I've got 2 Rogal Dorns behind the building here. One is a commander, one is not. Another big block of 20 Guardsmen with another Krieg command squad in it. And then I've got a unit of 3 heavy weapons up here in the building. I've got a Sentinel in the back, a Hellhound. I've got 2 units of Krieg engineers here. Deployed my engineers in such a way, they scout. If I go first, I can just jump them up and hopefully get some mortal wounds out front, and then they're screening my guys. Michael's gonna wanna put a few units, especially as race forward, and try to entice me to come out and shoot them. If I stick my neck out too far, if he gets too close, too much of my stuff is gonna die.
Starshatter has a very unique deployment. I really enjoy the fact that I'm bringing some Flayed ones today. I have 2 units of 5 to act as kind of midfield bait for the objectives. I really want to force Nick onto pushing units onto those objectives, which I'm able to counterpunch onto. And surprisingly, I am fine in this detachment to go first. Destroyer is going to be able to point at a vehicle or mount it and give them -1 incoming damage. I have a reanimator. I have a single heavy destroyer with the anti-tank gun. I have the Silent King. I have a Tomb Spider hiding behind the Silent King. I also really like the fact that in this detachment, I am able to really play around with a lot of movement stratagems. So I have one to move through buildings. I have one that will allow me to reactively move if I get shot. I have one that allows me to auto advance 6. Hopefully be able to position myself to gain an advantage over Nick and his unending swarm of bodies. Tombstalker, this dude right here. And I have a unit of 6 of the Wraiths with a Technomancer being. My goal is to try and gum up the board and jam him very quickly in his deployment zone so that I will be able to score and run away with the points.
Welcome, Michael, to another game of 40K here in the studio.
Thank you, thank you.
Tempestor Scions are in reserves for the Militarum, and Watson is being put into reserves for the Necrons.
Well, let's see
go.
what the dice say.
Michael wins the right to go first.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Okay with that. I think I had a good opportunity if I went first, but you know what? That'll allow me to react to what he does. It'll probably bring more of his stuff in the open, and hopefully I can do some damage.
This battle is supported by 40K and 40M sponsor Baron of Dice. Michael is using these shiny cubes of destiny, while Nick has opted for these gorgeous matte dice. Baron of Dice is more than just standard 6-sided dice. They also have dice that help you keep track of abilities and effects. These dice will help Nick keep track of all his orders. And these dice make sure the players don't forget about important traits. We love Baron of Dice so much that they also produce and carry our own branded dice. Upgrade your game experience with dice and more from Baron of Dice. Check out their incredible catalog with the affiliate link below. We use Baron of Dice to tell stories.
So I have some scout moves.
Necrons scout up the Triarch Stalker and the Tombblades. The Militarum will make some tactical moves, scouting the Engineers away to avoid a turn 1 charge. Some Engineers scout forward to gain cover. Supply drop is the mission, and in this battle, the far right no man's land objective is the Alpha objective and will disappear at the start of turn 4. The Omega objective is in the center and will disappear at the start of turn 5. This will leave the far left no man's land objective as a valuable asset worth 15 points in the final round. I foresee much carnage and destruction on that side of the map.
I talked a big game about being super comfortable about going first, and I really am comfortable about going first, but there's a lot of guns Nick's got.
Start of the battle round, and the Silent King turns on his aura for reroll 1s to hit and wound. Hexmark elects the Silent King for -1 damage, and the Lokhust Lord opts to buff his own unit.
I do get to do one of my cool things. Yes. Call in the artillery! From off screen.
Nick chooses to use Creeping Barrage to reduce movement on Michael's army by 2 inches on move, advance, and charge rolls. The Triarch Stalker, Cantopic Spider, Flayed ones near the center of the map, and Destroyers are all hit by the Creeping Barrage. Michael pulls Marked for Death and Established Locust. Established Locust is a pretty easy 2 points. Nick will make Marked for Death a tough nut to crack.
My Flayed ones over here are going to advance. His shuffle into this corner here. Tombstalker is advancing, so he is going only 1 inch.
You advanced and it didn't help you, unfortunately.
The Wraiths are going to advance. Those silly guys. Like that. Mark is just gonna wobble forward to about here. Then the Silent King, I'm gonna just go like this. Tomb Spider will advance, I don't need much, but he'll just go like that. And Reanimator will also kind of just do a shuffle like this. I'm going to do Establishing Locust with my Flayed ones.
The Locust Heavy Destroyers begin their hunt for artillery on Nick's home objective. Down to 4 wounds remaining.
I love when I can just get those clutch 6s and have something big survive like that. It means that it will get to play in the rest of the game. That's great.
The Silent King shooting indirect at the Krieg Engineers. Wiped out. Not a soul left after that attack.
Oh, we just picked up that engineer squad like nobody's business. It is gone.
Tombblades firing into the Death Riders.
The ones that I just finished painting last night, like
Yeah.
the one that I haven't really gotten to use, and you're gonna kill them first thing?
How many guys are in that unit?
11.
Oh cool, it's blast.
2 cavalry go down and 1 is left wounded.
After they're done shooting, they are going to scoot back behind the terrain. That's going to be the end of my turn.
Michael scores 2 secondary points to open the battle. Discards Marked for Death for a command point. How will the Krieg clap back? On to Astra Militarum turn 1. Krieg have 2 command points and Necrons 3. Secondaries are Secure No Man's Land and Cleanse. Both are doable and Nick could score big.
These secondaries are great! I can do both of these!
The wounded artillery are battle-shocked. Time for orders. Ursula Creed tells both the non-battle-shocked artillery to take aim, while the infantry nearby are taking cover. Rogal Dorn Commander gives itself and another Dorn take aim. Krieg Command Squad issues move, move, move to the engineers. Dreir issues move, move, move to the Death Riders. Death Corps of Krieg and the engineers. The Guard have their orders, now to exact them.
Let's go into the move phase.
Enter the movement phase. Engineers move to the central objective.
That I can do right here. The engineers have a 1 game ability that they can do a remote mine. There's a spider right there that's a vehicle, so I get D3 plus 3 mortal wounds. I think it's time to do it. For me to pull this off, I need to bait Michael's Overwatch out. So here we go, bringing up the horses and hope that he overwatches them.
So my Hexmark Destroyer is going to overwatch at your brand new horsies.
Michael electing to overwatch with the Hexmark Destroyer's ability, Inescapable Death, costing no command points.
You killed 2 horses. Excellent. Now the way is clear for my engineers to move up and then grenade in the shooting phase. Got some guardsmen. They're gonna move up to here, 5 inches. I'm gonna bubble wrap these artillery so that you can get guys on them. This Hellhound is just gonna move up. Rogal Dorn number 1. I'm gonna move my tanks to hopefully kill the Tombstalker. I'm also moving away from the Silent King. I'm terrified of the Silent King. I don't know what to do about him. He's really, really strong. Infantry is going to advance. Infantry! Move up. I have a lot of infantry. I don't know if you've noticed. So we can go like that. So the Sentinel just kind of hangs out back here, I guess.
Hanging out.
Let's go into the shooting phase. I'm going to do remote mines, and I'm gonna try to kill your spider. So the first one, this remote mine goes, digs underneath.
Remote mine from the engineers deals 6 mortal wounds to the spider. Feel no pains, only 1 shrug away. Second engineer squad, rinse and repeat. 4 mortal wounds. Well, feel no pains, keep it alive. Oh, just enough, and the spider is down.
I was not expecting the mines to deal all those mortal wounds to the spider. That's a good play.
This engineer squad is in range of your Hexmark Destroyer, and they could do the grenade stratagem for free, one of the other cool abilities.
These engineers are vicious. Hexmark Destroyer takes 2 mortal wounds and is down to 3 remaining. Engineers are cleansing. Death Corps of Krieg are cleansing. Cleaning the battlefield mid-battle. How studious. Time for some artillery. Lokhust, heavy destroyers taking fire. 3 wounds, but alive.
Heavy weapons, I'll have a bead on your tomb blades over there.
Lead Rogal Dorn now sizing up the Triarch Stalker. Michael uses 1 command point for unyielding form.
D6 plus 3 shots. Oh! Take aimed.
4 up.
Sorry, minus 2.
Nope, fail it. I am down to 9 wounds remaining.
Heavy bolters.
For 3s. Go down to 7 wounds remaining.
I'm gonna go to the next tank down.
Michael wants to keep the Stalker alive and uses reactive reposition for 1 command point. The Triarch Stalker moves to hide from the second Rogal Dorn. Brilliant.
That means that my Rogal Dorn is sitting out in the open with nothing to do. Down to the artillery. I think I'm gonna try to take out that 1 wound destroyer, see if we can kill it.
Artillery shells the wounded Lokhust heavy destroyers. A kill. The Lokhust is laid low.
All right, well, that is my shooting phase. We're gonna go on to the charge phase. So the horses, we're gonna go to the charge phase. The horses are now gonna attempt a charge.
Needing an 8. Ooh, Nick really wants this charge. 1 command point to try again. The Death Riders left out in the cold.
I'm saddened that the horses failed their charge. That's not gonna be fun.
The Krieg come out swinging and got some kills and scored big points. Cleanse for 4 points, secure no man's land for 5 points. Nick is in the lead, 9-2, and I predict a big turn 2 incoming.
I'm looking forward to the clap back. Let's see how many guardman bodies we can tally.
New battle round, and Nick elects smoke shells from the Death Riders. The Death Corps of Krieg are right behind them, and the Rogal Dorn battle tank. Both forces have 2 command points each. Michael pulls no prisoners and engage on all fronts.
Perfect draw.
Cantopic Wraiths score Necrons 5 primary points. Reanimation time! Triarch Stalker heals back up to 10 wounds. Hexmark gains 1. A Lokhust heavy destroyer comes back, and a Tomb Blade reanimates as well. So much work by the Guard negated. This is the resilience of the Necrons.
Let's go to the moving. I have got to make sure that this turn I counterpunch and try and take out as many of Nick's assets that he's put out as I possibly can. I also need to be conscious of kind of that wave mentality that sometimes happens with Guard, where the first wave dies, the second wave comes, and then it's the third wave that actually kills you.
Flayed ones moving, and Nick spending a command point to Overwatch. He doesn't spend the command point because of the Voxcaster.
The 2 flamers.
Make them all.
Pistols, actually 3,000 pistols.
Hey, look at that.
There we go.
Nope, 1 drops.
2 grenade guns. Frag profile. 5, 6, 7 shots. 2 grenades. 1, 6. That turns into
2 flayed ones are taken out.
I think he is going to just go like this and go, I will stay here forever.
Scorpion Destroyers need a big advance. Ooh, and that's not enough.
Scooch over to the far end here, and they'll call it a day. Silent King is going to move forward, not advance, but just move.
Silent King now. Reactive move by the Death Riders to move away. Cantopic Reanimator moves to provide an aura of support to nearby units. Necron Stratagem, Dimensional Tunnel, and those destroyers get to ignore that terrain in front of them.
The ability to just pop through a wall in an unexpected kind of quarter, I don't think Nick's expecting that, and I think those ponies are not really long for this world.
And here comes the potential star of the show. Watson has entered the battlefield.
it's Watson time.
We'll go to the shooting phase.
The Necrons have shooting lanes. They have targets. This could be disastrous for the soldiers of mankind. Lokhust Heavy Destroyers begin the aggression, splitting fire between the Death Riders and the Engineers. 5 Death Riders vaporized.
Sorry, weird bird claw horse creatures. I'm sure you'll make a great meatball at whatever space IKEA is.
The Engineers are blown away. That was an effective split fire. The Silent King looks to silence the heavy weapons team.
His Scepter of Eternal Glory hitting on 2s.
All right, you killed 2 of them.
The Staff of Stars. 2s.
Heavy weapons? What heavy weapons? I didn't see no heavy weapons here. They're gone. They're all gone.
The Tomb Blades over there. They're going to shoot your goobers that are on the objective.
Tomb Blades firing into the Death Corps of Krieg. 4 soldiers fall.
I'm going to scoot onto the objective.
The 2 Lokhust Heavy Destroyers take aim at the Rogal Dorn commander. The mighty tank loses 6 wounds. The lone destroyer now tries to take out the wounded Dorn. The Rogal Dorn has survived, so far. Cantopic Wraiths, particle beamers into the Krieg.
Devs.
4 3-ups. Same old. It's off. 6 ups. Feel the pain.
Oh!
Nobody's dead.
And the conclusion.
Charges?
No. Watson.
Oh, right. You have a
Watson.
character. That wants to
Watson.
come. Well, he's not a character, but he kind of is
He's
a character.
At this point, if you drew Assassinate, I'd give it to you.
Doomsday Cannon into the Hellhound.
Doomsday Arc is range 72.
I think you're
I'm
range.
on range,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're range.
Yep. 3s.
Ooh, not Watson's best performance. Only 4 wounds on the Hellhound.
Watson didn't do what I hoped he would. He kind of whiffed a bit. Charge clock. Tomb Blades cannot charge because they did the move and scoot. These flayed ones absolutely will eat those engineers for daring to kill my spider.
Sure they will try.
How about a 5 and a 3?
Flayed ones reach the Engineers mid-table. Second Flayed ones unit now. They're in. Cantopic Wraiths into the Death Corp unit. Barely in, but in nonetheless.
Combats. You don't have enough CP to interrupt.
Flayed ones begin the attack and could wipe out the Death Corp here.
Twin links.
The Krieg live with 1, and it's the medic. That is huge. Wraiths now stabbing into the big squad of Death Corps of Krieg.
5s because they take cover. Feel no pains on 6s. No,
8 soldiers fall. Flayed ones into the midboard, looking to do unspeakable things.
they're dead. Bye.
No one left to tell the tale of their deeds.
We gotta fight you back. This lone guardsman.
Krieg fight back, but to no avail. The Necrons have taken no prisoners for 5 points. great board presence means Michael has scored engage on all fronts as well for 4, and that brings Michael's total score to 16 victory points.
I hope I haven't crushed his soul too much, but at the same time, it feels good. I won't lie, it feels delicious.
I've got my work cut out for me. This is actually going to be really quite challenging.
Nick pulls Containment and Marked for Death for the secondaries. Michael selects the Hexmark Destroyers and Silent King as marked targets. Reanimation phase now for the Guard. 2 can play this game. Medic brings back 2 Death Corps.
Another Battleshock test to make on the artillery over here. 5, 6, unfortunately fail again.
The Militarum score 5 primary points. The score remains close. Now comes all the orders. Artillery and both Rogal Dorns will take aim. Big squad of Death Corps get move, move, move. This Death Corps squad gets take cover. Death Riders getting move, move, move.
Got one less Battleshock to make. That's with this infantry unit over here. That's a 1. That's a 3. They fail. So they no longer have the move and move. In the move phase, my infantry are gonna slightly move over. We are gonna be off the objective and be wholly within 9 inches of the edge.
Death Riders want to move. Michael spends a command point to fire Overwatch.
On 5s.
Death to the Death Riders. Only Dreir remains with 2 wounds left. Death Corps disengage from the Wraiths, falling back onto the center objective.
I'm gonna take this Rogal Dorn and I'm gonna move him off the objective. And then we're gonna take all these guys, but all of them are gonna move up to be able to shoot at these Wraiths. Let's go to the end of my moon phase, in which I'm gonna bring in a unit of Scions.
Tempestor Scions drop in, probably to do containment.
And we're gonna go into my shooting phase.
Nick declaring his actions first. Death Corps doing containment, so are the Scions that came in.
The Sentinel is gonna declare their Wraiths as rerolling ones to hit against.
Lord Marshal Dreir wants vengeance. Nick spending a command point on grenades, hopes for big damage against the Destroyers. 2 mortals. That could have gone better.
Hellhound is gonna fire right now.
Hellhound splits fire. Flayed ones and Destroyers are the recipients. Michael using unyielding form here on the Destroyers.
They're into the Destroyers. Hits once. Make it 2d6 heavy flamer.
That's 2 flayed ones burnt. Destroyers survive. Nick elects to strip cover from them. Mortar fire into the Destroyers.
All of them.
Wow, all saves made.
Sometimes I really don't like playing against you.
More artillery pounding into those Destroyers. Finally, 1 Destroyer falls. The Rogal Dorn firing now into those Destroyers and any guns that can't reach into the Wraiths.
The Oppressor Cannon. D6 plus 3 shots. I get a reroll, a hit roll, a wound roll, and a damage roll every turn. Or a wound roll?
How about make 1?
Destroyers down.
Gatling Cannon first, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s, 5s to wound.
Nope.
Then I have, those are heavy bolters. 2 heavy bolters, 5s to wound.
4 up. Nope. Damage a Wraith by 1.
Heavy stubber in rapid fire range. Boom.
I haven't done this in a while. Make sure one of these makes a cut. Can you feel it, everyone at home? Can you see
Take one
Nick's
more.
soul leaving his body?
Take one more! Take one more!
3 up. Oh, I'm good.
2 melt-a-guns. -4. You can't make that many 5-ups.
1 Wraith is put back into the dirt. Can the second Dorn do better? Split fire, again, with the Dorn putting shots into the Destroyer Lord and the Wraiths. Nick needs the Destroyer Lord dead.
4 up.
Success! And that is marked for death points for Nick.
Then all the rest of the decks into the Wraiths. 2 multi-meltas.
Nick wants to command reroll here with the Melta. That Wraith is melted.
I think you killed 1 by 1.
Here comes more Melta. Another 2 wounds.
Has the heavy stubber.
Stubber now. And another wound.
The Sentinel is gonna fire everything into those Wraiths as well.
Sentinel powers up and fires into the Wraiths. Oh, no damage.
I really, really hate Wraiths. Then this entire squad is gonna fire at you.
Nick using the stratagem Furious Fusillade for 0 cost because of Ursula Creed's ability. Death Corps of Creed firing all weapons into the Wraiths. Las guns? Nothing. Crack grenades? Nothing. With all that, the wounded Wraith is downed, and 1 more Wraith is slightly wounded. I assume these soldiers are going to get a stern talking to from a commissar soon. That is if they survive.
Feels good. We're gonna go into the charge phase. Commander Dreir is gonna charge these robots on the objective.
What?
Hexmark uses his ability to overwatch. Dreir only takes 1 damage, survives, and takes his charge.
I'm just gonna charge into the Flayed ones and wipe them off the board. And if I do this just right and kill the Wraiths, I can then pile onto the objective, denying Michael any primary points this round.
Death Corps of Krieg, prepare shovels. Charge! Nick now charging with his tank. Rogal Dorn rams into the Wraiths.
Bonk.
Bonk.
Spending a command point to tank shock. Great roll. 5 mortal wounds are dealt. 1 more Wraith falls and another one wounded.
Onto the fight phase. Let's do Dreir hitting on 2s.
2 Tomb Blades fall to his sword. Oh no, the Tomb Blades deal damage to Dreir and kill him.
On a 2-up, he comes back with D3 wounds back.
We missed that rule.
Huh, he's alive.
Dreir stands back up with a single wound.
4 power swords against the Flayed ones.
Death Corps looking to take out the Flayed ones. The Flayed ones are destroyed, and that allows the Krieg to consolidate onto the objective with the Stalker.
And then lastly, the tank fights you.
Tank versus Wraiths. A Wraith loses a wound. It's fight back. No damage. End of the battle round, and Nick has scored 5 for Marked for Death and 6 for Containment. The Guard are scoring big on secondaries. Current score is Militarum 25 and the Necrons 16. Nick is winning, but there's a lot of fight left in the Necrons. Battle round 3 is coming up. Astra Militarum using smoke shells again, this time benefiting from the Hellhound and the Krieg on the objective. Secondaries, Michael also pulls Containment and gets Overwhelming Force. Actions and killing both on the menu. All battle shock tests are passed, but the Necrons score no primaries. This is bad news. Michael must be thinking about his secondaries now.
Now, some reanimation. So Mr. Triarchstalker is feeling back to healthy. The Flayed ones in the middle are feeling like back to full health. This Hexmark over here is gonna heal 2d3 because of his reanimator friend nearby for a whopping 5 wounds back, healing to full. The Tomb Blades over there just get d3. They are bringing back both of their models.
Oh, come on!
One comes reanimate the Wraiths for 2, so they just heal.
The Triarchstalker moves towards the board edge, probably to do Containment.
Here we go, turn 3. Michael's coming at me with a vengeance here. He wants to take my objectives, and I won't let him.
The Scorpic Destroyers need to get into the fight. Big advance roll.
Mr. Hexmark is gonna move 8 inches backwards and say, hello, boys.
Trying to kill all those guys.
Hello, boys.
sense.
So I'll advance the back one, going an extra 4, so he's going 12 inches. Then I'm gonna move the Silent King. I'm gonna make a play to try and get the Silent King onto that objective, the Kingpin, the big important objective early, just as a way to try and guarantee that I can't have that snatched out from under me.
The Reanimator also moves to the board edge.
Zippity-doo-dah over this way. 2 heavy destroyers, they will also advance. Go to the shooting phase, and that's when I do my containment action. So this guy's doing it, this guy's doing it. Let's start with Watson.
Watson splitting fire with the flare array into the Death Corps and the big cannon into the Hellhound.
Big gun first. How many shots? Oh, Watson.
Only 4 damage into the Hellhound again. Oh, Watson, what has happened to you?
4 damage. He's still alive!
Next up, let's go to the 20 shots going into your Krieger. So, oh, Watson, why?
Tomb Blades shooting into the Death Corps of Krieg. Only 1 soldier falls.
Whee! Okay,
Hexmark Destroyers target the Tempestor Scions.
2s.
Ooh, 3 Scions are turned to red mist. The Silent King splits fire. Menhirs into the Hellhound. Staff of Stars at the Krieg. Scepter of Eternal Glory into the Lord Marshal Dreir.
So, both hits.
Ooh, give me the 5!
Nick fails the save on the Hellhound. Can the King take down Dreir?
Reroll the 1.
4 save!
Saves made, the Marshal still stands. Staff into the Krieg.
The 1s.
After the dust settles, there are still 14 Kriegsmen there.
Charge phase.
Flayed ones charge the Death Core. Nick using a command point to fire Overwatch.
Pwah!
3 flayed ones survive.
That's why I wanted to kill it.
Yep.
Watson charging. Is this to make up for past failures? He fails the charge too. Ooh, the Silent King charges the Lord Marshal Dreir.
And then the Tomb Blades are going to go into the joint between the two of them. Let's do the Tomb Blades first.
Okay.
Tomb Blades attack. They do nothing.
Let's do the Silent King.
Commander versus Commander.
No, he dies. Remember me!
Necrons now control that objective.
I'm going to do Flayed ones next. The hit though.
Here we go, guys. Feel no pains. Give me a couple. Come on. I lose 4 only. And then I pile into ya. The guardsmen fight. Power swords. 3s. Huh.
Make none, you wipe the squad.
Slice, slice, slice and dice. And then the rest of them pile into the objective. And then over here, we will get another guy on the objective. And another guy on the objective. So all those guys are gonna go into the Tomb Blades.
Okay.
We got one guy with a power weapon. So hitting on 3s instead of 4s.
T5. Nope.
Necrons gain 3 points for overwhelming force and a full 6 points on containment. The score is tied, 25-25, in a nail-biter of a game. The Guard need to hold the line. Necrons have 2 command points, to the Militarum's 1. Nick pulls area denial and engage on all fronts. 1 unit of Krieg fail battle shock. Artillery fail battle shock again. Nick spending his precious command point on insane bravery. The Tempestor Scions will pass. Orders time. Artillery and tanks take aim. Command squad in the center of the map using their one-time ability to hand themselves take aim, and the Krieg nearby duty and honor. The other command squad gets move, move, move. More Kriegsmen rise. 1 more to this unit, 2 more in this unit. They just won't stay down. Massive points for Nick and the Guard. 15 primary points, and that propels Nick into the lead. Artillery moving to see the Wraiths. Nick is moving his units around with eyes on engage on all fronts.
Pretty much useless. I want to advance them. 1 inch. This unit of guardsmen is going to advance. 6. Whee!
There are some big guns moving to line up shots against Watson.
Ursula Creed is advancing 6 inches, so she moves 12. This is really important because I need her to boost those guys. Shooting phase.
Sentinel marks the race for reroll ones to hit.
Artillery number 1 is gonna fire at Watson. 3 is to wound.
Watson is dealt 3 damage. Battle shock is passed. More artillery raining fire down, this time onto the Scorpec Destroyers.
D6 shots.
A Scorpec is slain. Ooh, and they failed their battle shock test.
Then we're gonna go with the mortar cannon into the race.
Mortar now into the Canoptic Wraiths. No damage. Oh no, they failed their battle shock test too.
Now let's see if we can whittle down these race and kill Watson before he kills me.
Ursula Creed handing out furious fusillade into the Kriegsmen again. Rogal Dorn firing down to the race except the Oppressor Cannon. And that will go into Watson.
Oppressor cannon.
Make 1. 6 wounds remaining.
Then all the rest of the guns into the race. Heavy bolters with a sustained. Oh, sorry, that's to wound. To wound.
3s.
Takes 2. And the Castigator Gatling Cannon.
All but 1.
Next, the second Rogal Dorn.
Another Rogal Dorn, and that is going to go for the Doomsday Arc and the Wraiths too.
So into Watson, the multi-meltas, hitting on 3s.
Scorched metal. Watson down to a single wound left. Cannons now looking to finish Watson, and Watson is done. Is there a boom? No boom, but Watson has left the building.
Watson is down. Excellent. Everything's battle shocked. The center is mine.
The other guns failed to do anything to the Wraiths.
The whole unit that got the extra attacks.
A hail of fire to the Wraiths, overcharging everything.
Hurrah! Hitting only on 3s.
All but 3.
Dude, you're so good at rolling those.
That's 1 Wraith down. A Kriegsman dies to his exploding weapon. Melta knocks down the last Wraith. Only the Technomancer still stands after that flurry.
Next, I've got a pistol here.
Krieg now into the Tomb Blades, and the only casualty is their own. Don't play with plasma, folks.
Let's move on to the charge phase.
Rogal Dorn charging the Technomancer. That will barely make it. Death Corps charges the Triarch Stalker. They make it too.
So, Rogal Dorn fights you with 6 dice.
Nick fighting with his Rogal Dorn first into the Technomancer. Nothing. The Technomancer is wondering why a big tank is standing in front of him.
And then all those guys fight. So I've got 1 Power Fist.
Okay.
Smack! Smack!
Power Fist brings it down to 6 wounds. Swords now, and they take off another wound. And the rest raise their close combat weapons, which should be shovels. We know they should be shovels. The lack of shovels, the weapons do nothing.
Silent King will go first.
The Silent King strikes at the Krieg. No soldiers will survive that. The Stalker kills 2 Kriegsmen. Nick's Krieg score big secondaries again. 5 for area denial and 4 for engage in all fronts. The gap is widening, and the Necrons have a lot of work to do and are running out of time and objectives. The Alpha objective disappears next turn. The Alpha objective disappears from the battlefield. Nick chooses smoke shells again and targets the Rogal Dorn and 2 of the infantry squads. They all gain stealth. Michael pulls area denial and extend battle lines. The Triarch heals back up to 8 wounds. The Scorpic Destroyers reanimate 1 model.
One of my Tomb Blades.
Necrons have scored 8 on primary and also have 3 command points. Michael needs a big turn to take this battle from the Guard.
And then we are gonna start moving. My optimism in the units that I had set out to try and take out some of these infantry blobs are not doing the damage that I really hoped for. I am very impressed with the survivability of the infantry blobs. Mr. Reanimator over here is gonna advance for 5 inches. Shoot phase, so I'm going to flame you in close combat. So.
The Triarch Stalker starts firing into the Kriegsmen. Soldiers are falling.
Hexmark Destroyer, I'll see if he can pick up the poor Scions who missed him.
Hexmark now looks to finish off the Scions, and the Scions on no more. Tomb Blades target the Krieg squad in the center. Nick spends his command point on go to ground, hoping to keep his troops alive.
5.
Michael's rolls are cold. A single Kriegsman falls.
Oh, after the Tomb Blades have shot, they're going to scoot. And they go back onto the objective.
The Lokhust Heavy Destroyers shoot the Rogal Dorn. This could be big damage, but Nick uses a blade of plating to change the damage to 0.
All right, Silent King will go next.
The Silent King must do a lot of heavy lifting here. Menhirs into the Dorn and all other attacks into the Krieg. Menhirs light up the Dorn. Flat 6 damage. A myriad of shots into the Krieg. 8 guardsmen fall.
Let's do the charge. First charge is going to be over here, the one that I care about. And it's a 5, so I need a 4 on the dice.
Finally, the Scorpic Destroyers are charging. They make it in. Nick uses Ursula Creed's ability to use Minefield for 0 command points. Scorpic Destroyers take 2 mortal wounds. The Silent King is charging. Good charge, and the Sentinel and Infantry are both tagged.
Let's do some combat.
Scorpic Destroyers fighting first, and they use their plasma sight to turn on devastating wounds. Time to blender the Guardsmen. The Kriegsmen are chopped to pieces, and this is huge, as it denies Nick big primary points next turn.
So he's going to put his 12 attacks are going to go into the warriors, the infantry.
The Silent King now puts all his attacks into the infantry. That's a squad completely wiped out. What a turn for the Necrons. 5 points for area denial, 5 points for extend battle lines. The score is now Necrons 43 to Militarum 49. The game is so close, and the desperation is ramping up.
It's all going to boil down to how the dice tell this story.
Nick draws Storm Hostile objective and no prisoners. Time to focus on death and destruction. Battle shocks are past. Krieg gives herself move, and one of the artillery gets take aim.
The Sentinel will back up. Ursula will move 9 inches. Woohoo! The Rogal Dorn is going to move up to here.
Okay.
So we can see the Tomb Blades over here. And also maybe take shots here, take shots here.
Yep.
Multiple options.
Ursula needs a good advance. Only a 1.
These infantry move 9. So they're there.
Rogal Dorn moves into position to wipe key units off the remaining objectives.
Movement play is done.
Sentinel targets the Reanimator for re-roll 1s to hit against that target. Sentinel shoots the Reanimator. Michael using Undying Form, and now the Reanimator is -1 to wound.
D3 shots from his overcharging plasma gun. This unit of infantry firing at the Scorpix.
Death Corps of Krieg fire into the Scorpic Destroyers. One is felled. The Rogal Dorn tank commander now, and Nick is split firing. Big cannon into the Tomb Blades and Stubbers and Meltas at the Scorpic Destroyers.
Scorpix from the Rogal Dorn with rapid fire. 4.
What's this? The Scorpic Destroyers go down! If the Tomb Blades go down here, it's huge for Nick. The Tomb Blades are picked up! This scores Nick secondaries and denies Michael primary.
I've got a multi-melta and 2 meltas, hitting on 3s.
Nope.
D6 damage each one. 6. 12 damage.
Well done.
Rogal Dorn! Disc cannon, D6 plus D6 shots. -3.
Nope, so go through. Okay, so he's got 1 wound remaining.
Lastly, this one is trying to kill that one squad. D6 shots from this gun. 1 wound.
No, tie the game up is a 4-up armor save. That's a 4-up armor save.
Shoot!
This is why I wanted him to
Shoot!
live. Reactive reposition.
I shouldn't have shot my artillery. Those destroyers have a really cool ability. With a stratagem, can reactive move after they've been shot 6 inches, putting him back on the objective. Oh! I do have 1 charge that's important.
Yep.
The tank has to charge on this objective to take it away from you.
Rogal Dorn tank commander charges.
Boop. I will spend 1 command point on tank shock. Tank shock! I with 1 wound. Then I fight you with 6 attacks. I hit you once. I wound you once.
So once again, deny you on a 4-up. Nope.
He dies.
Another great turn of secondary scoring for Nick. 4 on storm hostile objectives and 5 for no prisoners. Current score, Militarum 58 to Necron 43. The game isn't over. No, not yet. Not if the Silent King has something to say about it.
Last turn of the game, Michael. This is close.
Only 1 no man's land objective remains, and it's worth big points. Nick chooses smoke shells again and uses it on Dorns and the Sentinel. Michael's first secondaries of the game are storm hostile objective and defend stronghold. Michael using a command point on insane bravery and passes battle shock on the lone Lokhust heavy destroyer.
So reanimate over here for just a single one. Reanimate over there for 2.
Great positioning has the Necrons score the big 15 on primary. This puts the game at a tie, 58 to 58. Now, if the Necrons can do enough damage, can they put the game away?
Then I'm gonna do my movement. He's just gonna move over here, tuck in. He's gonna try and be basically like that. This guy is going to tuck in over here.
Fire Overwatch from Nick here with the Rogal Dorn Kank Commander. That's his one and only precious command point.
Make all but 1.
He does it! The destroyer is destroyed! Oh my god! The remaining Lokhust heavy destroyers move to claim the last objective in no man's land. The Silent King is eyeing up Nick's home objective.
So the play here is you're trying to charge this and then kill it and consolidate and pile in to get on the objective to take it.
That's the goal. Shooting phase. The 2 Annihilator beams from the Silent King going here, everything from the Silent King going here.
The Silent King fires everything into the Dorn. Absolute obliteration! The Rogal Dorn is reduced to scrapped.
This heavy destroyers going into the Scout Sentinel.
Oh no, it's our fault.
And
It survives on a single wound.
the Silent King's gonna charge your carriage.
Silent King charges the artillery and makes it in. Silent King fights into the wounded artillery team. Down it goes. Consolidate takes the men here onto the objective. That's a storm hostile. Big play from Michael. The 4 points for storm hostile objective bring the Necrons into the lead. Michael has defend stronghold ongoing. Do the Guard have any more scoring in them? Nick's last draw, and it's overwhelming force and behind enemy lines. Victory might be in his sights. The tank commander gets move, and the Militarum can score primary at the end of the turn.
I need to take his home objective and kill the Hexmark destroyer on it. All I need to do is put move on my Rogal Dorn commander and make sure that that Hexmark destroyer dies. He moves 13 inches
Okay.
onto the objective
Yep. Touch.
because I don't score any primary.
Nope.
Now I am wholly within your deployment zone.
Michael can't let this stand. Fire Overwatch with the Lokhust heavy destroyers. Rogal Dorn feels the burn. It's now operating less optimally.
I'm just gonna shoot everything into
Rogal Dorn fires everything into the Hexmark. No split fire. He wants the guaranteed kill.
If I kill him, I get 3 points, winning me the game. Big giant gun, D6 plus 3. All right, on 5's a hit because he bracketed me. 2's to wound. 3 wounds, -2.
Okay, so 3 I get covered, so 3 4-ups to win the game.
I've seen you
I've
do
been making
this.
4-ups all
I
day.
got way more guns than this.
I make none of them.
Boom, boom, boom!
The Hexmark is reduced to scrap metal.
Revenge for the Scions and a lot of horses. Yeah, revenge for the horses and the Scions. Die, Hexmark. And with that, I score another 3 points,
Yes.
bringing my score 2 points above yours.
Well done, Nick.
Boom! Look how close that game was! Down to the wire!
With that, Nick and the Astra Militarum have secured victory. 3 points on overwhelming force, 3 points on behind enemy lines, and the deny on Michael's defend stronghold. With paint, the final score is Necrons 72 and Militarum 74. Guard Nick has done it by a hair.
Victory is mine for the Emperor!
A very well played game to my opponent. He managed to get the last laugh on that Hexmark, who had been laughing all game long. The Rogal Dorn coming close to him, pointing his turret in his face and going, laugh at this, and blowing him off the table was probably the best way that game could have ended.
Michael, what a close game! We had neck and neck. We were within 2 points at the end. I can't believe it.
Extremely well played game to my opponent, very crafty, and a very enjoyable game overall.
I am excited for the new Guard Codex and what it can do and pull off, and I can't wait to try the new detachments out.
What a game! 2 points is the difference. Both generals give us an incredible performance. Thanks to Baron of Dice, this battle's sponsor. Dice tells stories, and this one was a good one. With Baron of Dice, we rolled, we kept track of abilities, we had a great time. Check out their incredible catalog of dice and more. Use the affiliate link in the description below. And of course, a big thank you for watching. If you like what we do, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. Or if you really like what we do, please consider supporting us through YouTube membership or Patreon. You'll get exclusive releases, as well as behind-the-scenes interviews, early access to most of our shows, and access to our Discord, the most happening 40K community around. Until we see you next time in the grimdark universe of a far-flung future.
Until I see you guys next time, play on.